ranking the top 5 fights at sea in One Piece. And starting at 5, I got Sanji versus the Man Demon himself. I love this fight. It just had such unorthodox combat with the emotional aspect too, the dynamic between these two characters. It was a very entertaining fight. Maybe Sanji will encounter him again sometime soon. At number 4, I got an Egghead fight in the Heart Pirates versus the Blackbeard Pirates. This was really intriguing to see because we got to see Doc Q's Sick Fruit. He emitted a disease via Wi-Fi essentially. And then following that, we got to see Shachi and Penguin actually put in some work and pull their weight. We didn't know that they could actually contribute, but it turns out they're from the North Blue and they're very skilled when it comes to battles at sea. But at number 2, I still think Don Krieg versus Luffy is better. This is just such a classic fight. Don Krieg is a great villain because he's so cocky and power hungry and he keeps throwing all this stuff at Luffy to the point where it just isn't working anymore. And I really like the aspect that Don Krieg tried to exploit the ocean to defeat this Devil Fruit user in Luffy. At number 2, I got another Egghead fight. You probably guessed it would make the list. I got Shanks versus Kid. To me, what makes this fight so beautiful is how it calls back to chapter 1. Guns are not for threats, they're for actions. And Kid learned this firsthand. Kid was targeting the Red Hair fleet and Shanks wanted no parts of that. He literally used his future sight to see Kid absolutely eviscerating all these people. So he jumped ahead and used a technique called Divine Departure to completely eviscerate Kid's crew. I wouldn't say completely though, because Dorian Broggy ended up finishing the job and taking care of the rest by splitting their ship in half. I just really like how the Red Hair Pirates had such a showing of dominance. Don't screw with the wrong person in the New World. Then at number 1, the fight at sea that I feel like is the best in One Piece has got to be Zoro versus Mihawk. Not really much to say that hasn't already been said. I just love this fight. It's probably my second favorite fight in One Piece. Another showing of dominance from a character to show the complete power gap between Zoro and the strongest swordsman. It sets up an endgame fight between the two that we're still waiting for to this day. And at the end of the fight, when Zoro takes a slash from Mihawk because scars on the back are a swordsman's shame, it was a great way to end the fight. He falls into the water. You'll notice that 3 of these fights in my top 5 come from the Baratie. And that's because this arc was really good, but also because this is really the only arc where we had full-length fights at sea. Every other one is either off-screen or very short. For a lot of these fights, I guess it is warranted how short they are. Like, for example, when Bogard absolutely dismantled Kobe's pistols. I wouldn't even call this a fight because Bogard never even registered Kobe as a threat. He just used a single stroke of his sword to cut Kobe's pistols. Literally, that's what's stated.